All right, guys, here we go. Just a real quick market update. We're going to look at the S&P 500 first and then get into a few of these small cap stocks that could really be potentially like a side hustle for you, extra income coming in, pay off for those little credit card that you might have, and then take that, roll it up to a car payment. And then after you get real good at it, then you can start looking at making your mortgage payment per month, and we'll show you how to do that shortly. But anyway, here's this long trend, uptrend line on the SP 500. It's one of the most watched and traded markets in the world. So if you can monitor the SP 500, if you can, chart it and know where the breakouts are and the potential pullbacks, you'll be far, ahead of the average person out there. So, or trader out there. As you can see, right now we're hitting all-time highs, okay? Believe it or not, okay? And we're looking for the top of the market being end of the year 7,000 plus, okay? We'll see, we'll get there, but so far so good. Now, I had a little bottoming tail here on this red candle, little narrow range bar, and then that's why we have our support zone right here, that blue dash line, because the next day we're able to lift off and close over that. And many times when you come off the 20 and you get that green candle, that event candle, you definitely do have follow through, which as you see we are. Okay. However, we're getting to, get a little extended here. On the time count, we've already put it, well, today, including today, 4 green candles to the upside. So we could get, a little profit taking tomorrow. So a red candle, a little pause, red candle like this or this coming in there. So don't be surprised. But as we come up, the expectation is, maybe an up, down, up. So maybe this high pivot here that was previous resistance as we come down will hold as support. And also, either going sideways or pulling back, like over here, allows the 20 to catch up with price because no matter what it is, a crypto, Bitcoin, an altcoin, a small cap stock, they do not get, price does not get very far above the 20 before it either pulls back or goes sideways and allows that 20 to catch up. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, the first one here, we just put this on recently, so we're, about even or just out of the money on BW here. But the reason why we're sticking with it is that we're under the 20. Well, first of all, let me go back to show you a little secret here. When red takes out green, it's not 100%, but it's high odds, high probability that you're going to get a follow through candle. This candle, of course, followed through to the downside. And also looks like we're going to be closing today under the 20. So we went ahead and got in here and because we only have about an hour or so left in the market. And then we will, go from there, looking for more downside. Okay. And then GPRO, the same thing with this one. We already have our stop loss in here. And we had a nice little pullback into the 20, that narrow range bar here, and then a green candle off the 20. Okay, anywhere you see green, okay, off that blue line, okay, normally you get follow through, normally you get momentum, the trend going to the upside. And then Hive, HIVE here. You can see we're long here, and we did the same play. In other words, we pulled back into the 20, green candle the next day, got in on it. But see, we're coming up into previous resistance. So we're going to take our stop loss, bring it up here real close. Because remember this, okay, once you're in money, go home with money, okay? Once you're in money, go home with money. Nothing worse than having green on the chart and then, price pull back, pull back. I mean, you lose half of it, you lose, 2/3, and the next thing you know, you're in the red. That's ridiculous. That's bad, money management, okay? So don't get caught up in that thing, okay? Then the next one, NB, and we're looking for, continuation to the downside because the red here, as simple as it sounds, it's taking out the green, little green pause candle, and we have a real close stop loss. So you can be wrong, and quite honestly, you will be wrong. Just don't stay wrong, okay? Just like if you had a, retail store and you hired an employee, and then the first day you see them taking money out of the cash register, kind of looking around, putting it in their pocket, would you let them continue over the next few days taking money out, costing you money, or would you stop it, eliminate it, fire on the first time you saw that? You'd probably fire on the first time you saw it, okay? So the analogy is when you're in a loss, on the charts, and why would you carry that over, 2, 3, 4, 5 days? Why would, in other words, let me see a good example. Like you got in on this green candle over here, and then it started going down, going down, going down. I mean, why wouldn't you, stop out very quickly once you reached your stop loss uh, amount, your unit, your risk unit. You need to have a risk unit. I'm only going to risk, $40. I'm only going to risk $80. Depending on, the amount of money you had to invest, the amount of money sitting there in the market. That's what you got, risk unit. No one really ever talks about that. That's a secret to staying in the game, okay? Well, there's two types of people in this game, okay? There are depositors and then withdrawers, okay? Depositors are always having to put money in their account to keep their account, above water, be able to trade, that sort of deal. And then withdrawers are the ones that are able to pull money out of the market, keep a steady amount in there, and then once they're over a little bit, or whatever your management is, you're able to pull money out, make that credit card payment, and then later on make that car payment, then later on, make your mortgage payment off the market, off the charts. Okay. And here we are on this one. Um, we're looking for a short, looking for this two up, one down. If we don't get that tomorrow, we'll go ahead and get out. And then BFLY, we're looking for continuation to the downside to that 20 single day moving average. So, there's a couple of them that I showed you because I'm going to be, full disclosure on this, a little down, we're a little off, but, we've made it up on some of these others. Okay. And then we're long in this situation here, looking for more upside because we're a 3 count. And then we will put our stop loss just under it. Yeah. Just under it. So, you know, and these trays had just been put on over, either yesterday or today. Okay. So we're very, just into them, and a few of them are already making money. Okay. But let me get into something else here you might be interested in. Okay, I'm gonna put a link below, but this is our new course, finding, trading, and profiting from altcoins and small cap stock. And just like I was showing you, okay, we teach y'all the setup, trades, everything else. But anyway, introduction, we break it down, in trading the altcoins, small cap stocks, executive summary, how to find and search for the top altcoins, what they look like on the chart, and the small cap stocks. Okay, altcoins and U.S. government partnerships. Select altcoins to benefit from the evolving U.S. government partnerships, so on and so forth. And then, like I mentioned earlier, finding those coins. How do you do that? You research, and then we give you, some help here. 15 high survivability altcoins for the Clarity Act. If you remember the Clarity Act or look it up, very, very important. Not too many people know about that. And then overview of key upcoming catalysts for several top high survivable altcoins. Okay. And then, trading them, how you do that, how to set your trading view chart, how to use Coinbase Advanced, to buy, sell, hold, so on and so forth, exploring different strategies for the altcoins and small cap. And it's pretty much the same techniques. You don't have to learn 5 different techniques for all coins, 5 different techniques for the small cap stocks or stocks and period or whatever. It's the same methodology, the same, you know, setups, the same locate, so on and so forth. Okay. And then, how to enter, how to hold and sell your altcoins and small cap stocks. And I kind of alluded to a little bit of that, but I didn't want to give everything away, or not everything, but give too much away on the other the video that I was doing on those. But anyway, conclusion, we give you some extra advice and help here, and then the thank you bonus, and we've already had one of them, and I'm offering four. We have 3 more to go. Four Zoom meetings that you can come on to, ask questions, small group setting. We can, cover the charts, whatever you want to do, and go from there. But anyway, guys, I'll leave the link below if you think you might be interested in that, learning how to do this on your own. And in the meantime, we will see you on the charts.